Hi, Eric Wilson here, independent licensed mechanic with 30 years of experience. In the next short while, I'm going to show you the inside story on this 2014 Buick Verano so you can make yourself an informed decision. Now, coming in on the front left tire, first thing I want to point out, you got about 60% tread on all season aggressive snow. You got some good snow tires on there, so about 60% tread. Now, coming behind the front left tire, this is the left lower ball joint, and it is tight, critical, because it's what holds the wheel to the chassis. Brakes, you've got about 30,000 K left on your front brakes there. This rubber boot here is full of grease. It's the outer CV. Now, it's if it was ripped, you see grease all over the place, but that is good and dry. That's important. It keeps the drive shaft of the CV lubricated. This is the left outer tie rod. Now, this is the most important thing in the car. The second, one of two things are the most important, because it's the only thing that holds the wheel to the steering, and it is tight. This is your left sway bar link connected from here up to there. A little harder to see, but that's connected and doing its job. Important because it controls the sway when you go around a corner. This is the inner CV boot on the left, and you see for yourself, good and dry, because if it was ripped, you see grease all over the place. More importantly, there's no leak from the tranny where that drive shaft comes out of the tranny, because nobody wants leaks on their driveway. Now, on just taking a quick perusal under the bottom of the tranny here, good and dry. The good bottom of the motor there, good and dry. So no oil leaks that I can see. Now, coming across to the right outer tie rod, this is tight and critical, because the only thing that holds the wheel to the steering. Right outer CV boot, okay, good and dry. Right sway bar link connected from there up to there, intact, doing its job. Right inner CV boot, a little bit harder to see there, but there you go. Good and dry. So I am not seeing any issues with the CV boots or rips or leaks so far. Your brakes at the front are about 30,000 K. Your right lower ball joint is tight, intact, and doing its job. Your right front tire about 60 to 70% tread on all season of good aggressive snow tires. Now, following down on your exhaust. Now, right here, this is part of your exhauster, and the problem is people are thinking that this is the catalytic converter reaching under and going cut and going cut. Now, that which is going to cost you about $1,000. Now, if you buy the car, I'm going to put a free catalytic theft protection system on this that costs you nothing, my friend. All you have to do is, if you buy, contact me. I will install that for you in about 20 minutes, and it'll save your cat from getting stolen. Now, coming down for the exhaust, your muffler, everything clean, no brakes on your exhaust. And coming down to the left rear tire, again about 60 to 70% tread on aggressive snow tires. So you definitely got some tread for the winter time. Now, this is your left shock. Now, it's full of oil. If it was leaking, you'd see it dripping all the way down there, and that is bone dry. This is your left spring suspension, intact and doing its job. Your rear brakes, about 30,000 K on your rear brakes, about the same as the front. Okay, so now coming across to the right rear tire, again, about 60 to 70% tread on aggressive snow tires. Your right rear shock, again, full of oil, good and dry. And that's important because it keeps the it stabilizes the ride of the car. The spring, your right rear spring intact, doing its job. Your brakes, again, about 30,000 K left on your rear brakes. So about the same on the rear as you have in the front. This is the left front strut, and the same thing, full of oil. If it was leaking, you see it dripping all the way down here, and it is good and dry. So that's important. Your spring suspension on the front left is intact, so no issues on your front left spring suspension. Now, this is your right front spring suspension. The same thing, full of oil. If you see it leaking, it would leak right here. And then your spring suspension intact, doing its job. So brake-wise, leak-wise, suspension-wise, I'm not seeing anything of any issue so far. Okay, you got a crack in your windshield. So you're aware of that? Okay, no check engine lights. You got a low air pressure on one tire, but no check engine lights. Dash looking clean. And air nice and warm. Okay, now I'm going to take you out and show you the condition of the motor. Okay, with the motor running, you've got the Ecotech motor, and as far as I can tell, has been well maintained. Okay, a shot of the exhaust for the motor running. Very, very clean. Now, I've always take the oil cap. I always take off the oil cap and I take a look underneath there and see if there's any indication of any kind of deposit that don't need to be there or shouldn't be there, and I'm not seeing any indication of that. In fact, as far as I can tell, this motor has been well maintained, or this car has been well maintained. Now, I am not hearing anything. Got a brand new battery, which is good. And I'm not hearing anything of any concern in the motor. Neither am I seeing anything as far as brakes, suspension, leak-wise. The only thing that I do see here is a cracked windshield. So other than that, though, this thing has been well maintained, and I hope this will help you just make an informed decision. Now, remember, if you buy the car, contact me. I'm going to put the catalytic protection system free of charge and a 10% fuel-saving device that I have used for 20 years now and never fails. And that's going to cost you nothing, my friend. Just contact me. We'll have you in and out in like 30 minutes, and you'll be on the road, not only saving fuel, but protecting your car from getting stolen. Have a good one.